how is everybody's day going today? I hope it's doing good. It's productive. So for episode number 3 of Becoming a Productive Machine, I wanted to kind of dig back into what we covered last episode. Last episode it was about finding motivation. Find something that gets you going in the morning, gets you going at night, gets you going all day, to strive towards your goal. And I had mentioned audiobooks, and I had mentioned a couple names, and I kind of wanted to make this episode about which audiobooks I've listened to so far, and which ones I've really found that, have inspired me the most, and I've learned the most out of, and got the most out of. So I'm going to talk about 3 today. I want an honorable mention is Ask Gary Vee, and I'm currently listening to that one right now, and it's very interesting. Learning, it's more on you learn about all these people and successful business owners and how they have gotten successful through social media, and it's kind of the whole realm of the book. Is he talks a lot about social media and how to really succeed on a social media based company, which is, I don't want to say I'm solely social media based, but that is where a lot of my advertising and marketing go on. Go to the other series, Amino Engineering, Enterprises, so Amino Engineering, and all the other great things I got planned. First one I'm going to talk about is the first one I ever listened to too. Shout out to Matt Ogus for getting me kind of hooked on this whole mental state, which is The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. This is a very deep book. I'm sure a lot of people, if you've ever read this book, the first chapter is very, very deep. You really have to pay attention. It gives you a lot to think about. There are a lot of things that are brought up in the first little bit that are, may almost make you not continue, but I promise if you can get through it, it really, the whole summary of the book, I think it does go on a little bit, but the whole summary of the book is being in the now, being present, not letting anything else in the past get you, not letting anything in the present get you, having a clear mind, clear conscience, and focusing on the task at hand. It doesn't say task because it's a more spiritual book, but that's how I take of it, is focusing on what's important now. As much as you have goals in the future, focusing on what's important now. So that's the whole gist of the book. Second book that I listened to was 10X by Grant Cardone. I can't remember. I know it's a pretty popular book going around, and just kind of the whole business realm of things. But 10X by Grant Cardone, and I had kind of heard the name before that a couple months ago, but I didn't really discover the book till I discovered it on my own. So my thoughts on the book, if that book doesn't get you going, if that book doesn't want to make you get up from your chair and start, working towards your dreams, I really don't know what else can get you to do that. This is the most I don't want to say inspirational, because it's not inspiring you. It's giving you the cold hard facts of not only what it's going to take for your business to succeed, but also how you can do it, and the mental state you need to be in to accomplish something like that. And it's very, very, it's kind of like 180 from The Power of Now, where The Power of Now is more spiritual, being in the now, and where that book is, getting shit done, focusing, having this big 10 times your normal goal and striving to accomplish it. So I kind of compare the two, that they're 180, both on ends of the spectrum, even though that they're both very, very good. And then the third book I do want to talk about is The School of Greatness, which this book, it's not the best one I've listened to. The one thing I struggle with I'll talk about a summary of the book first. One thing I struggle with is that there's a lot of examples of people in the book, and it's kind of tailored more towards athletes in a way, and maybe he just uses athletes as an example, but I can kind of relate to it being like a lifter and some of the examples he uses, but it would be a little bit better to be a little more diverse, but it's still alright. I still enjoyed the book. So why is that number 3 for me? Lewis Howes kind of hit the nail on the head with this book. He splits it right down the middle of where you want to be head-wise on the end of the spectrum. He talks a lot about being mindful, being in the now, living in the now, and he even talks a little bit about, I thought he was actually going to mention the book, Eckhart Tolle, but he doesn't, but he really talks about, like, the only thing, I think he used football as an example, the only thing that was in your head is the play, is what you need to do at that moment in time. And it's kind of like when you're under a bench, the only thing you want to do is get that bar up so it doesn't crush you. And it's not going to crush you, but that's your only place your mind is at. So he goes over that. Grant Cardone 10X, on the other hand, that he goes over, and it is a lot more about the push, the drive to get the stuff done, get your goals accomplished, get going now. Now is the perfect time to be doing this, and not, and I don't mean that by the power now, like living in the moment, but I mean like, get off your butt and start working, and grinding. That's another big word. So, and this comes together as greatness, having emotional greatness, having relationship greatness, having a successful business, and that type of greatness, and it really brings both of the concepts together, and that is why I overall enjoyed the book, and I probably will end up going back to these books in the future. Right now, I mentioned that again in the beginning, I'm currently listening to Ask Gary Vee, and that's a little more educational on my part with advertising and everything, but I just wanted to give you those 3 audiobooks. Tell me what you think of them. Just go. If I could recommend any of them that it's not too on either side of the spectrum, it would be The School of Greatness, definitely. And even if you're an athlete right now, even more, go pick up that book. If not, the other 2, if they caught your interest at all, or go find a book that you think is going to get you off your butt and get going and start accomplishing your dreams. So I thank you guys for watching. Tell me what you think. Go check out these books. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and have a productive day.